Lina, you're muted.
Hi there. Sorry about that. We are back after a 2-week hiatus. Clearly, I still am a little foggy. And we are coming back at you with Misscliks D&D Soulbound. Hi there. Sorry.
Yay!
Yeah.
Welcome back, us.
Yes.
Yay, we did it.
So we're gonna talk about what we're doing, what we've been up to first, and then we'll talk about what happened the last time we were here, and then we'll start our back where we left off. So, Rob, you want to start us off? What have you been up to?
I have been up to my usual shenanigans, just behind the scenes stuff for Misscliks, getting a handful of new projects ready for soon.
Ready soon for things.
Depending on how quickly the planning goes.
Yeah.
But no, I just weekly graphics maintenance and whatnot for Misscliks is my shtick.
Awesome. Rogue Dragon, Miss Vanessa.
Oh my goodness. I went to my first con ever on Saturday. It's very exciting. I went to Wizard Con in San Jose and I got to play as Kaylee, and my dear husband was Wash, and so we ran around and had super happy fun times doing that. So it only makes me want to go to like Dragon Con next year maybe or something. So that's what I've been up to. And Cosplay Cabaret has a gig on Saturday, so we over there at the other channel have been gearing up for that. So big things happening.
Woohoo!
Awesome. Sorry, Kelly.
I just went to my 60th con, probably Dragon Con this past weekend. Had a great time. We had a panel there for Smite, and we got a fan meetup, so that was cool. I'll be at TwitchCon, where Hi-Res is also going to have a booth, so if you guys want to check out the new Hi-Res game, come to TwitchCon. Actually, no, I think tickets are already sold out, so we don't have...
They have daily tickets still, but that's about it. Sorry, let me close this window, you guys. Sorry about that.
Have like a tornado going outside or something.
Yeah. Naja?
What is it?
Go ahead.
I had a couple of my old guildies from WoW in town, and we hung out and got drinks. And I convinced them that they should play Dungeon World with me, so now I'm running a Dungeon World campaign for them.
Oh, awesome.
And I am plotting ways to kill them all, and I'm very excited.
You say that with such a nice smile on your face.
Like any true GM, right?
Yeah. And Miss Brittany?
This weekend, main thing, I moved. So there was that. Not too far, but, you know, a lot of cleaning, a lot of packing. Oh, and played a lot of Witcher.
Oh,
Yes, which one?
3.
Yeah.
I'm kind of obsessed. It's great.
It's so good. Hundreds of hours.
It's so good.
Rip life. All right. Well, and me, I haven't really been up to too much. I've been a mom mostly lately. Tristan starts school tomorrow. He'll be a first grader. Oh, yeah. Well, the Seattle public schools are dealing with a little bit of a strike, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, and other than that, I was traveling. I went to PAX Prime. That was a lot of fun. Met a few people there. Got to meet, of course, Anna, Stephanie, a lot of the members or founding members of Misscliks, which was really cool. And that's about it. So we are going to jump right into our notes that are also always made by one of our scurvy dogs, right? Charon, is that, am I saying it right?
Mark?
Yeah. Oh, is that his? Okay, Mark. Thank you.
Well, his real name's Mark, but...
Okay, that works, Rob. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to go ahead and start off. So, week 2, a walk in the woods, on the path to somewhere. The party begins this session by investigating the well some more, but there isn't much more to find out. It's definitely magical, but not evil or good. Nagrala stands up and dusts herself off after rolling, deciding it was an interesting exercise technique. She scoops up a bottle of fountain water. Owen thinks it's a good idea, entering his water skin and doing the same. They observe the water being colorful for a moment before fading to normal-looking water. Nagrala notices the black ebon path, and it sparks a memory in her. She begins to walk down it, to the inquisition of the others. She informs them that she does not know where they are, but that this is the path she is meant to be on. Having no better ideas for course of action, the others follow along with her. Rogue Dragon sensing traps and tumbling about it in his way. Kender points out that someone's going to have to carry the unconscious tiefling, one of our party members was out for one of the adventures, so we just kind of pretend that she was unconscious the whole time. Rogue Dragon decides to do so because the tiefling is the closest thing to another dragonkin that he's seen, and thus Jennifer is now Rogue Dragon's friend. Rogue Dragon inquires if Kender is a halfling, which infuriates the gnome. She prestidigitates.
Yep.
Sorry, I can't say that word clearly.
Someone did well in their SAT. That's a dollar word there.
Hey. Just because I can't say it doesn't mean I don't know what.
Oh, no, I don't mean you. I mean the guy that wrote it.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, he's
nice
probably
word
like, yeah, I don't use words like that usually. I assume it was meant to be some sort of arcane...
It's like an illusionary trick.
Yeah, okay. That's definitely what it was. It doesn't seem to produce the desired effect, however, with Rogue Dragon licking at it. And Nagrala just assumes that Kender's threat of bodily harm means she wants to fight. The gnome and the paladin lag behind a bit, the former due to her leg height and latter due to his nagging groin injury. The group presses on, soon coming to a busy crossroad with people moving in the direction of travel across the Ebon Road, along with a few headed in the direction the group is headed. Owen stops to inquire about their location from some passing people, while one blows him off, another mentions that they are in Sable. Not that the name of a place helps all that much. To the south lies a relatively unknown land. Once one gets past the forest, Rogue Dragon inquires the road has always been glittery, which they believe it has. Nagrala's vision tells her that she should continue south, but suggests they find out about the forest they're approaching. No one really seems to want to stop and talk, though. Rogue Dragon spies what he believes to be a rogue's secret path, a few stones leading out into the forest. He hops down on it, shortly followed by Nagrala. Owen and Kender just walk. Kender spots a smoke trail coming from inside the forest off in a distance, probably a chimney. Rogue Dragon smells chicken. The group comes across some brownies having an argument in a meadow. Nagrala manages to pick up the words "master angry fast." She relays her interpretation to those of the group and suggests they fight the brownies. Rogue Dragon puts herself between Nagrala and the brownies and suggests sneaking up for a surprise attack. He lowers himself to a commando crawl position and begins to crawl towards the brownies. Whispering not so quietly to himself about being sneaky, the brownies instantly notice him and run screaming from the meadow. The group continues on, the forest growing quieter, more peaceful, noting that the brownies ran off in the general direction of the house. Following the stone path, they note that the silence is eerie and possibly unnatural. Kender detects magic, sensing a strange sparkling sap on the trees. Nagrala, who is skilled in the art of herbalism, determines that the trees in question are the poison willow, a tree whose sap can be detrimental to health if inhaled over time, and that these trees are all over. Nagrala rips a piece of cloth, puts it over her wetted mouth, and ties it in place. Nagrala explains why she does this to Rogue Dragon. Kender starts running through the forest to get away from it. Kender notices out of the corner of her eye as she runs a pair of skeletons closing in on her position. She points them out and orders Negrala to attack, which she does by charging. Combat: skeletons and bones. Negrala pretty much instantly KOs the skeletons in one shot, with Kender zapping the second one with a quick firebolt, and Rogue Dragon finally putting it to re-rest with an arrow from his bow. The party move on through the forest. Negrala's mouth mask has saturated itself, leading her to take it off and hustle the group along. Negrala grabbing Owen to help him along. The Crystal Skull. Negrala is in much higher spirits now that she's gotten her energy out. Rogue Dragon cracks a pun, which Owen takes a little too literally. Owen, however, is starting to suffer effects of the sap, hallucinating and slipping in and out of consciousness. He receives visions of death and afterlife, mumbling words that he hears to the group. Negrala can hear him and knows that he's suffering the effects of the tree sap. She also knows that rosemary may be a preventative against long-term effects. Approaching the house in the woods, Kender notices glimmers of light from within the structure that may have been those from the fountain, but keeps that information to herself, not wanting to falsely give information. The group finds a moat around the house, a few feet wide but very deep. Kender can sense there's a magical quality to the moat. A wizard lives here. After a few attempts at testing the moat with pebbles by Rogue Dragon, Negrala leaps across the moat, making it most of the way across the water, which begins to burn and sting her feet when they are caught. And as she does so, a gypsy-looking woman bursts from the house's doors, inquiring who is out there. When Negrala introduces herself, the woman states that Negrala has a crystal. She agrees to that, to the surprise of the group. The woman wants to see it, but Negrala wants to know if the woman has any rosemary. She does. The woman announces that Negrala's crystal is in fact a crystal skull that she received in a dream. A male wizard appears from the home, acknowledging Kender as a fellow wizard and suggesting that the party come inside, producing a basic bridge to cross the moat. The gypsy and wizard discuss things privately for a moment, then come to talk to the party. He introduces himself as Daver, overwatcher of this forest, to which Kender remarks he's doing a bad job. He's taken over in agreement with the night elves on account of the poison willows. They used to be life willows of the forest, which gave strength to the forest and its people. It has been over 1,000 years since they were infected/cursed. There is a wizard station at each corner of the infected forest. Seeing Owen, the wizard suggests everyone come inside before the paladin dies. The home they enter is almost TARDIS-like in quality, being remarkably large on the inside, almost to the cathedral-sized proportions. The wizard says he may have something to help Kender in her wizarding studies. Where their party has to go is sure to be dangerous. He calls Negrala the carrier of the skull. The wizard scoops Owen up, laying him down on a table, retrieving some rosemary to lay it upon him in a particular pattern, which begins to ease the paladin's discomfort. The woman brings forth food for the party to eat, as well as provisions for travel. As she does so, Negrala pulls out the clear crystalline skull from her pack, showing it to the wizards. Daver describes it as a necromantic object able to bind a soul inside of it, a rare object. Rogue Dragon, after setting Xenifer down, inquires about Negrala's dream. She recalls being handed the skull by herself in a strange place, that the place was glittering with the same color as the path that led them there. She will rise, find her, and deliver the binding. But Negrala doesn't know who she is or what the binding is. So that is where we have left off.
Woo!
Woo.
And that catches Brittany up.
Yeah.
And
no, I watched.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. I have thoughts. No, it was great.
Cool. Okay. Well, party, we find ourselves back in the wizard's home with the gypsy, and what we left off at was Negrala telling her story, and some people had some questions, I believe. So we can pick right back up where we left off. So people were wanting to ask her some questions about her dream. This is where we left off. So whoever wants to inquire, and then of course we've got the wizard and gypsy there too, which I'll be acting as. Yay! Cool.
Well, Rogue Regan had asked her to explain her dream, and then maybe you could just recap what the message was.
Yeah, your
that you told in
dream.
your dream.
Yeah.
Let's see. I had a dream. It was very hard for me to remember. Let's see. I was handed this skull by a pair of hands that look like mine, which doesn't make any sense. But I was handed this skull, and it's, I mean, you've seen it. It's obviously not a normal skull. And I was given this message that she will rise, find her, and deliver the binding. Mm-hmm. And when I woke up, I was holding this skull. That is what I know.
So, wizard, do you know what to do? I'm talking to the wizard.
Right. I know. Are you talking to yourself, Kendra?
You're not talking to yourself in third person?
No.
That's
Where do we take this crystal skull?
Well,
I don't think Ngrala really knows what to do with it. No offense.
No.
Or really anyone else here.
Of course she doesn't. She's just the chosen one. I wish I knew more, but I don't. I only know a small bit, and I'll tell you what I do know. What I do know is that she may be one of the 4 fays.
What is this?
I'm sorry, do you not
Ngrala
know
just starts doing this
who the
because everyone
fays
is
are? They represent the colors in the center of town that you saw. Each one owns, if you will, a portion of the land, and they run it. But they also happen to be sisters that get along, 2 of them, and 2 of them don't get along typically, as you would assume. I can't remember. You'll have to ask my friend Emric. Emric is who you have to go see next, and he lives in the other corner, north of here. Fortunately, since we do know the poison willows do exist, I have provided in your sacks some tools that you'll need to use along the way, so you do not feel the negative effects that Owen did. But we'll get to that later. You need to talk to Emric, because Emric has more information than I do. I keep to myself, you see. I am the introvert of our wizard group, if you will. And we 4 took an oath a long time ago that we would protect this forest and we would protect the fays, because the fays are the entire reason why we exist. So, one of the fays, I suspect, reached out to Ngrala and delivered the skull that might end this terrible curse that has been bestowed on our land for 1,000 years. And why she chose this half-orc is beyond me. But I will help you because you have the skull. I rely mostly on you, Kender, because I don't have much faith in our paladin, and I question the crimson that is with you as well. I feel as though the party might have some issues along the way, but I think you'll make it.
So is there 4 wizards
Yes.
for each region, and there's also 4 rulers, 4 sisters?
Yes.
And the wizards are in each region as well?
Yes.
And they just protect the forest that encompasses all of it?
We don't know where they dwell, but we suspect they are in...
But you know where one of them
Right.
is?
Yeah. Well, yes. I fondly know one of them. Yes. But that's besides the point. I think this probably has to do with one of the 2 sisters who don't talk to the 2 sisters who get along.
Rulers, not wizards.
Sisters, rulers.
Yes.
Yes. I refer to them as the sisters, of course, but they do rule the land of their area, of their realm. They call it their realms. I think an entire realm would be whole, but what do I know? Anyway, so what you need to know is how to get to Emmerich. And Emmerich, he enjoys giving his visitors a little bit of a hard time, if you will. It won't be anything fatal, but you will probably need to keep an eye open for some traps.
I am so good at traps. I'm your trap guy right here. You got traps, I got your solution. I'm really good at traps.
Let's hope
Good
that
trap
you
skills.
find
Traps.
the traps.
I can find them. You guys, I can find them. Traps.
The other thing that you must be aware of is he is quite the prankster. He enjoys very interesting pranks. I would say out of all the wizards, well, the other three other than me, he would be the silliest. So he's the silliest of them all. And with that, you will have to make a good impression to Emmerich, or he might not give you the information you need to move on. Or he'll give you only some of the information, and you'll be left to figure the rest out on your own.
Can't we just go home?
No,
Why?
because she has been chosen, and you're all in her party now. Unless you wish to leave her, and then, well, by all means, but I can't promise.
I'm not the chosen one.
The half-orc is.
Are all wizards like you?
But there's two of them.
They
Pardon?
behave
There's
the
actually
same
4,
way.
one in each
Are
group.
all wizards like these two?
What does that mean?
What?
I know a half-orc like yourself might not understand, but we are discussing serious issues right now.
Yeah, I like traps.
I understand traps,
Yeah, me too. So good at it.
but I do not think I like wizards.
That's truly unfortunate. We're actually quite wonderful to have. And
I have
I
not had
highly
experience.
recommend keeping Kender along. You will need her.
She's very small.
She is very helpful.
I'm not small. I'm average. I'm actually tall for gnomes.
Her
Thank you
race.
very much.
She is. Among her people, she's the tallest.
Among my people, I'm the tallest,
I believe.
too.
So, with that, we must find our way. I will help you for a very brief period of time, but I cannot leave where I dwell too far. So, while I wish I could help, I really can't. But Kender, I have something for you that you will not be able to use today, but you will be able to use it once you reach an enlightening that will occur later on in your journey that I am sure of. And when that happens,
you have to stay because you want to learn stuff. You have to come.
And when that happens, you'll be able to read the contents in this scroll. And he hands you a scroll. So, Kelly, you now have a scroll.
And it's like arcane magic,
Yeah,
but like
you can't identify it
I
yet.
can't read it yet. Okay. Well,
But
Well,
you get excited. I
do,
can't make
no,
you
I'm
feel
excited,
that way,
I'm
but
scared. What if
yeah.
I ruined it?
yeah, no, you won't ruin it. You won't ruin it. It'll be fine. So he continues telling the backstory of his dear friend Emmerich and
There are wolves in the forest.
and what he tells you is basically there was a guild of mages, the Magi's, if you will, Magi, and a tragic event occurred. He doesn't talk much about it, but he just mentions a tragic event occurred that left only 7 wizards, or mage, whatever, wizard mage. Only 7 remain, and 4 of them protect the forest. So the other 3, he doesn't talk about at all, and that might be important later, it might not. So Emmerich will be able, if you impress him, with finding out if you need to talk to both of the wizards or just one of the wizards. This is all Daver knows. Daver is the introvert of the group, so Daver doesn't know much, but Emmerich is the goofy one, but he also has a better relationship, if you will, with all of the other wizards. So one of them is going to be able to help you identify, hopefully, we can hope that one of them know more of who would request this crystal out of the phase. And if not, then, well, I don't know what to tell you. But what I do know, yes.
Has the wizard waited till Jennifer and I were awake before he started divulging all this information?
Yeah. I guess we should just assume.
Am I on the floor?
Yeah.
We're in the room.
Well, honestly, we didn't address that. So Owen, I did. Sorry, Owen is healed. Owen feels fine. Owen is feeling great. Jennifer, she was unconscious, but now she's conscious.
Yeah, I think when the wizard said, like, keep your eyes awake, I wake up.
Okay.
It's like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard everything this whole time.
Perfect.
And Rogue Dragon and I are already besties in my mind.
Yeah, actually, I'm kind of giving you like some biscuits.
Yeah.
You're laying down, and I'm just kind of like pawing at you because like you saw in the previous episode, if you watched it, I have never seen Ed Tiefling before, so you're the closest thing to me that I've ever seen. So I don't know how I'm supposed to act around you, so I'm just trying stuff out. So I'm just gonna see how you react.
It was darling. It was really sweet. Okay. So I don't know about the rest of y'all, but Rogue Dragon, way to step it up. But yeah, I've heard everything. No idea what that deal was with me being unconscious for a bit, like some weird sleep paralysis thing. Look into that later. Because I've heard of everything that you guys are doing, I don't suspect any of you guys. No foul play, but yeah. So I'm up to speed.
Okay. Perfect.
So yeah.
All right. So in your packs, let's talk about what's in your packs. So each one of you get one. The gypsy kindly gave you a week's worth of rations. So that would be for not okay. Sorry. Yes. Let me just stick with that. And not only that, but each of you have a set of crystals in your pack. There's 6 of them. You have a diamond, an emerald, a ruby, a pink sapphire.
Ooh.
You have a like a normal sapphire, blue sapphire. And you have a fire opal.
A fire what?
A fire opal. A fire opal. And these vary in color and size. They all seem to be raw, so uncut. Just beautiful crystals. And in your pack, you will find each of you have a good amount of rosemary. You have some other herbs that seem to be all mixed in together, just like a doesn't. You'd have to, I guess, Grala. If you're truly interested in the mixed spices right now, you could probably identify them with your herbalist. So it's just really seasonings. It smells like food seasonings. It's just oregano, cilantro, pepper, salt, just a very basic. And then you have the crystals and the rosemary. And 2 of you have 25-foot rope. And Rogue Dragon in your pack, oddly, with no explanation, the inside of your pouch, if you will, each of you have like a little pouch. Yours is like covered in glitter. Like it glitters. It glitters madly. So it's quite beautiful. And don't let that distract you.
Yeah, I can't guarantee that.
Wait, and we're opening these like all in front of each other, right?
Right, like the gypsy hands you all the ones, right?
So the pack inside the pack itself is glittering, or is there an object in there?
The entire bag, and it doesn't get on you or it doesn't come out. It's just oddly lined.
Pack of glittering plus 5.
I didn't tell you the most important part of that though.
Oh, which is what?
Only you can see it.
Oh, yep.
So, if you try to tell anyone, they won't see it.
Does she try to tell us though? Like,
that's up to her.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, obviously, I open my pack, and
I'm so ready for this.
And I open my pack, and my eyes, as if they could not get any bigger, do. And I would say kind of like when a cartoon character sees something like a diamond, and then the diamond reflects in their eye.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like all the sparkles just start happening in Rogue Dragon's eyes, and Rogue Dragon's just like, glitter, glitter in backpack, and the backpack is glitter. There's glitter and shiny things in my pack. Guys, hey, Rogue Dragon, there's some.
I think glittery backpack. I think that's what you're going for.
Yes,
okay.
It's shining. It's shine. There's 1,100,000 stars in my backpack, twinkling.
Kinder
I
grits her teeth.
have about a half dozen gems. Why do you have so many more?
No, they're not the gems. No, these are 100,000 twinkling stars in my bag.
Are you sure these are the people that are supposed to go on some great adventure?
Look!
Sure?
100,000 sparkling stars!
And I look in there, and then stand back up. I don't understand this word stars. I'm confused.
The wizard and the gypsy both seem very confused too. They don't see it either.
Rogue Dragon. Oh wait, did you say that they don't?
They don't see it.
Well, Rogue Dragon still like does a backwards roll and stands up and like scuttles over to the wizard and says, "Do you not see the 100,000 stars?"
I'm sorry, I do not.
Rogue Dragon then forward rolls to Owen and says, "Do you not see the 100,000 stars?"
No, not at all.
Rogue Dragon puts the backpack on his head, looks around, takes the backpack off. There are 100,000 sparkling things. And then begins to hit the rest of his gear in his backpack.
Okay. So
I'll ask this one more time. Are you sure these are the people? They're supposed to go on some grand quest to find some random wizard that may or may not like us.
I think
Lord Dipper.
honestly, I think he's going to like some of you. He just
He's
might
gonna
not
like
like
me.
all of you. And
Well, in
whoever
any
he
case-
does like, he'll be very helpful too. And if you feel helpful, then you'll share it with the party. And if not, well, you can leave them to whatever you decide. That's not on me. I don't need to be involved with that. What I
Well,
need to be involved
we have
with.
established that you are useless, and we need to go see Emmerich.
Yes, I am useless in many regards, except for protecting this forest.
Your forest is full of poison.
It
Yeah, didn't the
is,
forest try to kill us?
but
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me or my lovely wife. And if you can find out what this is, maybe you will fix it, and then you can call me the most useful wizard alive, and I will refer to you as the helpful orc.
So quick update. We've got a scroll that we can't read, a shiny backpack that none
You
of us can
believe
really see.
me!
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm less concerned about the shiny backpack as I am about the scroll, and a bunch of gems and some rope, and us.
A pocket full of dreams.
Yeah! And then I hug you.
Oh man.
You're squishing me. I'm like a small stuffed animal next to you.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you hug a cat, like they don't like it. That's kind of how I imagine you loving it. That's what I'm doing. But I believe that you like it.
So we go north
Yes.
is the next step.
Yes, so we will begin our trek, or, well, you will. Let us walk outside, and I'll show you the area of which we'll be going.
You're very hospitable. Bring people in and then give them some stuff and then kick them out.
Oh, and you slept here for quite a while.
And we got rosemary chicken!
That's true. Let's see. So, we are, we'll say we're here. Oops, not. Back over.
Guys, we totally missed an opportunity to make a joke about the opal stone in someone's eyes. Whose eyes are opal?
My eyes!
Yeah! Your giant dragon eyes!
Yeah!
They're so much better than golden eyes. I mean.
Not that there's anything bad with gold eyes.
No, there's not. Wait, is he awake?
Yeah, he's totes awake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, have we talked about how we were both asleep for a bit? That was weird.
Yeah, but I'm guessing your dreams were a lot better than mine.
What were your dreams like?
Very dark and kind of very, very evil
Ooh.
in nature. I wouldn't call them. I guess I'd call them more nightmarish than dreams.
Oh. That's
I want to hear more. Yeah.
Well, it was hard to make out for the most part. It was very, as I came in and out of consciousness between here and to sleep, it was a lot of breaking up of the messages, and it was all in weird tongues, and but it's very cryptic as far as what my our journeys would lead to and outcomes would be, and the status of people's souls, not necessarily who, I don't know, but I guess we'll see. Evil must be snuffed out wherever it lie, so.
As Owen is telling a story, I kind of shift over to Kinder and I get really low and I'm like, I get very close to her and I'm like, you are coming, right? You are coming.
I don't think I have much of an option.
Okay. We need you, and you'll learn to read that scroll thing. And then you can see my starry bag.
There could also
Okay.
be tunnels that the rest of us can't fit in that you may have to go through.
Oh yeah, you can go first.
Okay. I need to sit for a second and think about a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff going on that you guys just don't seem to be questioning, and it's really weird. I'm gonna I move over to a corner and kind of just like stare at the scroll, and I'm scratching my head and I'm really confused.
I said we give her a second, but then I'm gonna go over and just ask, got anything better to do?
I was studying and learning magic. I lived in a settlement for forest gnomes where I had friends and family. What were you guys doing before you got teleported to a random fountain in the middle of nowhere?
I mean, I'm looking for someone. But I can keep looking while we do this. I mean, it's entertaining. I mean, I've been asleep most of it, but it's still really entertaining. So, you know, it can only go uphill from here.
I didn't have to carry you.
Yeah.
Oh, I did that. Rogue
Yeah.
Dragon did that. Also, Rogue Dragon tumbled and rolled a lot, but didn't drop you because I held you like a friend. You are my friend. You are Rogue Dragon's friend.
As I notice the forest gnome get kind of more agitated and flustered, I kind of walk over and say, Kender, home mightiest of forest gnomes, it seems as though nothing can be done should we go back, so that leaves only forward as a choice.
But we went south, and to go back is to go north. Which we have to go?
Meaning back to the fountain.
Yeah.
Lina, you're muted.
Muted.
I'm sorry. I mean north of the forest, not north of town.
Yep, but wasn't that where... Oh, so we're still south of the fountain.
You're at my house,
Which is south of the fountain.
somewhat south.
He is useless.
You went
Kinder genuinely laughs. Alright.
southeast. You're southeast right now.
Of the fountain.
Of the
Out of character. Okay.
Yes.
Lord Daver, my good sir, it seems as though you've been as useful as you're going to be. Could you just kindly point us in the direction of the next
Absolutely.
mage that we should see so that we can get on our journey and vanquish this evil?
Yes, absolutely. So you walk out of the house and you see instantly there was the path that you came from, and then outside the back of the house is another path, and that's the path of which Daver lets you know you'll be traveling on. The gypsy, the entire time she's standing there, is walking around the party, and she is whispering different words of enchantment. Kender, you can overhear her, and you hear protection spells and some, good karma. Hopefully, help. She knows that Owen is slightly disabled, so you can hear her just giving really positive, time-sensitive, if you will, though, spells that are helping the party along the way. At least for a short period of time.
So if we're setting off, I have to set my spells, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that right now.
Go for it.
Okay.
So is this going to be like a one direction kind of path? Will we come to any forks in the road that we'll need to know which way to go towards?
The path is very clear here.
North.
Okay.
Yes, and of course, if you've noticed, the Fays love their glitter. So be cautious, because the glitter can be good or it can be bad.
Or it can be in my backpack, because it is.
Yeah.
Saying.
The wizard looks over at Rogue Dragon skeptically and says, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's in my backpack.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Rogue
So-
Dragon has killed the skeleton. You are useless. Please do not judge.
And then I stand, I roll my shoulders back a little bit, and I kind of, if a dragon could blush, I think Rogue Dragon blushes a little bit. Is very excited that I got a shout out. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, so the party begins. As he said, the path is very easy to walk through. Well, for the most part, he may be quite unhelpful if you continue on and you don't know who's out there. So the last bit of advice, you hear him bellow out at you as he exclaims, "Oh, I almost forgot! And just proves one last time how useless he is as you continue on. You don't even hear what he yells.
Road Dragon turns around and says, "Thank you!"
And then you see the wave of the gypsy and the wizard before they walk inside to their abode.
Since Kendra and I are usually at the same pace, me
Yes.
because of my injury and her short legs, I just when Rogue Dragon just talks, I kind of just look down at her and roll my eyes and just, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Your intelligence is up now. Okay.
I'm of average intelligence.
I was gonna look at you as well, but never mind. You're not. It's your agility. No. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we go north. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I've already started walking.
All right.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
So we travel north on the Glitter Brick Road.
There's no glitter here. It's just a.
It's only in my backpack.
It is a boring forest path.
I mean,
No. Every once in a while, you might catch a glimpse of some of the paler glitter, if you will, the crystal, the diamond-looking one, because you are headed north. So you do see indications of it, but it's not like the stones that led you to the wizard. So
As we travel, I remind Rogue Dragon to keep his keen eyes out for traps.
Dude, Rogue Dragon's on it. Rogue Dragon is on it.
Awesome.
And then promptly begins to start tumbling and rolling around and then landing like this and looking around for traps, of course, and other such things out of place.
okay.
and I'm just walking beside Road Dragon and just easily going, not a trap. Not a trap. Just really keeping it simple. So we're on the
So-
same. We're on the same.
Are we still surrounded by poison oak in this part of the forest?
It's not around. It wasn't directly around the wizard's house, and you don't see any ahead. So
Do we need to set a formation? Like who's first and who's in the back?
that's up to you guys, not me.
The mighty.
All right. Paladin, go in the front. If there's something that's going to attack us, you should probably take all the damage.
The paladin is slow.
Yeah.
I will take the front.
I will feel. I feel. I don't admit that up front, but I suggest that as the heavier armed person, I should cover our tracks basically, since the wizard will most likely either be last or in the middle. That the monk was more than likely, as we saw with the skeletons, very capable of defending whatever may charge at us first. So she should go first, and I'll make sure that, you know.
A paladin? Really? A paladin is taking up the most dangerous spot. That seems very unpaladin-like.
I'll make sure nothing sneaks up on us, and that will be very useful for our travels.
I feel like Rogue Dragon, unless told otherwise, is going to be just rolling around everyone.
Okay. So ahead of you looks like more dense forest. There's nothing really too notable. You continue on the path for a while, and you begin hearing a sound, and it's very soft, and it's more like a ooh, 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 ooh. And that's all you can hear right now. It's just very faint. It's very, very faint.
Rogues, do you hear that? I looked at the rogues because I figured that they have detect noise, so it would be able to decipher it.
Does anyone have like nature?
If it is evil, we shall vanquish it.
Come out, evil!
It doesn't sound evil.
We can't. All right.
It's like baby evil? I don't know.
I mean, I will roll a nature check to see if I can recognize what it might be.
Okay.
Okay.
$11.
You listen and you hear the sound of what seems to be hundreds of them, but that's the only thing. You can't decipher what they are or how far away they are, but you do know that there's numerous. You don't hear just a couple like you thought. You hear several. I mean, this sounds like hundreds of this collective noise, which made it sound like it was only a few.
There seems to be hundreds of whatever is making that noise. We should proceed with caution.
Wait, what?
And with that, we're going to take our first break.
Oh.
And we'll be back. And
Okay.
we'll have to figure out what we are coming in contact with. So we'll be back real soon. Stand by.